It's Bourbon Night. Hello, welcome in. Happy Sunday. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I
You got yourself a cocktail.
I made a hot toddy.
She did. And,
I wonder if hot toddy's here.
well, it's Squirrely Tea now. So he is here.
I must have missed something.
He's the artist formerly known as Hot Toddy.
Hot Toddy.
Currently Squirrely Tea.
So I wanted to make one of these because I had this idea to substitute the honey for our golden hour syrup with the orange and the black tea, and I actually like it a lot.
Yeah.
And if I don't have honey, I think that's how I'll be drinking them from now on. Actually, I might just be drinking them that way anyways.
There we go. Yeah, the increasingly, what do you call it? When something works with a bunch of things. Brain not braining right now.
Applicability.
Help me out here, chat. The increasingly, it works in a lot of different things. Versatile. Oh, there it is.
Oh my goodness.
The increasingly versatile Golden Hour Elemental Elixir Cocktail Syrup. It's not just for old fashions. That's what it was designed for at the forefront. But
I want to do a blog that's like 5 ways to use it or something, because I would put, there's a highball drink that I make that's good for summer. There's this one, obviously the old fashioned, and I want to figure out like a mocktail or something.
For sure.
Maybe it'll be 6, 7, 10. Who knows what the list will be?
6, 7, 10.
I'm not sure. That's how counting goes.
Do 11.
Turn it all the way up to 11.
This list goes to 11.
You know.
Yeah.
I'll work on it. But in the meantime, I'm going to drink this.
Take it down about 20% there, Sarah. That's a reference. He's not actually meaning that.
Why are you being mean to me? Why are you picking on me?
It's germane to Squirrely Tea.
What's that for you looking at, Gramps?
There you go. So, this last, well, not really even weekend. We left on Thursday. Went up to Louisville.
We were gone Thursday and Friday night.
Yeah, and came back on Saturday. And we're going to be recapping what went on. It was
weird.
It was the House of Bardstown, which I know the title of this is recapping Bourbon Classic, but
which we will also do.
That'll be the Friday. So we got a little video recap that I slapped together about 30 minutes ago. That I spent about 30 minutes doing. So it's a little rough. I haven't even watched it back, actually.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, hopefully.
They just want to come along with us, you know?
I always feel like Doc Brown, like, excuse me, Monty, it's not to scale.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, so we're going to get into that. And kind of as we go through our, I'll just call it weekend, or our trip, we'll probably drink some things that like correspond with what we did.
What are they, Chad? What will they be to the topic?
They will be germane.
That's right.
They will be germane. And Tito. And Michael. Different germane.
Got it.
Yeah. All right. Cool. What's everyone drinking? How's everyone doing? Glad to see everyone in here.
Oh, and if anyone's wondering, I put Old Forester 100 in this because, you know, it has like an orangey note.
Not mean at all.
The orange in the syrup, or the citrus in the syrup, and then it has lemon juice in it. So I thought, why not Old Forester 100? And it works. I like it.
Bonnie McMurray. We're just going to be doing Letterkenny quotes all night tonight.
Oh, jeez. That's what it's from.
Yeah, it's
Got it. I'm all caught up now.
Yeah, she gets it now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That was my weekend at Columbus where I was...
Unsupervised.
Have you seen that scene in Clockwork Orange where his eyeballs are taped open and he's forced to watch things? That's what they did to me with Letterkenny. And when I came back, I was like, now I got to watch it all.
And then you did.
And then I did. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was good.
Shall we get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it. You want to...
I mean, watching you read is it's riveting. But shall we?
She doesn't realize that's how majority of bourbon live streamers start off their thing with a, hey, Adam P's here, hey, JG's here, hey, Raging Irishman.
So you want to be just like everyone else.
I want to break the mold. I want to be different.
So you think you're really pretty.
Mean Girls. They knew that.
They knew.
Yeah. Caitlin saying just finished watching the Best Ryes of 2023 video before this, so enjoyed our Pursuit United single barrel rye pick.
Yeah.
Very, very good. If people haven't seen it, go watch it. It came out on Friday. A little later than usual because Sarah lost her taste and smell for
all my fault.
several weeks. It's out of anyone's control.
That's true.
But that's why it was
Delayed.
Now you're cultured. Yes, more culture than before even. So Thursday we got invited to this thing called the House of Bardstown.
And I was like, what's that?
Yeah.
It was kind of a vague invite, but it was intriguing. It was like so many cities, this many rooms, all these products, just like be there on this date at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Or like register for which night you want. So we did, and we went on Thursday, and we met at their new location on Main Street in Louisville. It's like their satellite location.
Whiskey Row.
Yeah, their Whiskey Row location, where we were given, a welcome pour and got to browse around their shop, but we had some snacks and stuff. We were then shuttled to an undisclosed location. There were no blindfolds involved, don't worry.
Well, as we got onto the shuttle, we were handed a key.
And I was like, oh, it's that kind of party. It felt very 70s.
But
I wasn't there.
But every
in the
key
70s, but
had the same keychain, so I'm like, this is gonna be very hard to know whose key's getting
who's
pulled
taking
out of
who,
the
yeah.
bowl.
Mm-hmm.
They were all the same, and they didn't pull them out. It was just a party favor.
It was just a party favor. A little memento.
Yeah, so we drive for
About
about
15 minutes.
20, 15 minutes, yeah, to this neighborhood and pull up to this house. Well,
Which looks like it's straight out of L.A., like the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah, exactly. Once upon a time in Hollywood.
Very much.
And that kind of sets up where the video will take off. But before we do, we have our first super chat of the evening. I should probably get something in a glass.
You should.
Let's see, Bardstown. I'll just go ahead and get. Where'd you go? Here you are. A little Chateau Doisy Dane, because we're gonna be doing a little something with that after the video. Grab a glass there.
You can pour one for me too.
I shall.
You're so particular about which glass.
It's the. You're the marketer.
That's okay.
You're the marketer, but I'm always like, must have differing logos.
But they'll see them all eventually throughout the episode. It'll be fine.
I know. So, all right. First super chat of the evening comes from James Wolverton. And he says, hey, two things. One, raspberry liqueur works really well with the syrup. And don't retire like Matt Pat did. Okay. Yes. I saw that. I didn't watch that video, but I saw that thumbnail. Cool. Have you tried it with raspberry liqueur?
I have not.
Yeah, I don't think we have any raspberry liqueur.
We don't. But
James,
we'll
give
have
us
to try it.
give us a brand
That sounds like a nice.
recommendation or
I feel
something.
like you could put some bourbon and some raspberry liqueur and maybe make like a summer mule with it or something. I don't know. Maybe. It sounds nice, and I want some ginger beer. Make it a little
does.
fizzy. I don't know.
Thank you, James, for that super chat. We appreciate it. Getting us kicked off here tonight.
This is delightful. Could
Ooh,
have another one. I could
man.
honestly have another one of these.
Dang. I'm kind of feeling like now, when we were up there, we should have got a backup bottle of Doisy Dane.
Well, I think they're still around.
Dang, it's good. Yeah.
We can still make that happen.
Yeah, we can still
I'm
make
pretty
that
sure.
happen.
Play your video. You've been really building it up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's probably bad. Okay, so this was Thursday night, a little recap of what happened at the mysterious House of Bardstown. So there you go.
That was like 50% karaoke. It was like
25% karaoke.
it was quite a bit of karaoke.
Yeah. Well, I want to include everyone who yokied.
Oh yeah. I wish I had not been included.
So, as you saw there was a grapes pairing with the Doisy Dane.
That was actually my favorite pairing.
Mine too. Yeah.
Okay.
They started with
It was the
Carter Cellars with
and a red wine.
Red wine, yep.
So you could taste, and then it was the Doisy Dane with the white grape.
And then Pop Rocks with...
There was another one.
Mm-mm.
No?
I don't think
I thought there was 4. Okay.
Well, maybe there was. I don't remember what the third one was then, but the fourth one was definitely the Pop Rocks and Discovery 11.
And then like upstairs, that was downstairs, and then upstairs in like that red room that you saw, there was like their Goose Island Stout collab. Was Goose Island, yeah. They made a cocktail with that, and it paired with like a Wagyu, like a bite. And then they had a tiki drink that paired with a tuna, like a yellowfin tuna poke almost. It was really fun. They had like different pairings in different rooms, and everything was like very exploratory.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Like a lot of sensory experiences. Really neat.
They also had like actors. Like there was a maid who I think like at one point she like fell to the ground or something.
Yeah, she was doing little skits, but she wouldn't speak. She just like would stare at you intently and then like do a little bit, and then she would leave the room.
Yeah, she talked to some people.
Oh, I didn't see her speak. Well, she broke character. Don't tell on her, Chad.
Well, no, she was still in character, but she was just speaking in character.
She
and
did
there
fall
was, like,
to the ground at one point, though, like she was dead.
This
and
weird
like,
butler, and...
it was cool. There were DJs. Like I said, a whole tiki bar that was like all branded. I cannot wrap my mind around how much that party must have cost.
Yeah.
And they did it 2 nights, and then they're going to do it again in other cities, from what I'm told.
Yeah, like a pop-up thing. It's crazy. Like...
Not my marketing budget, but
bourbon marketing that we have not seen before.
Yeah, it was like taking any activation that we've ever seen,
French
just
made?
up several levels. I've never seen a whiskey activation like that. The closest things I would say were some of the things that people do at Bourbon and Beyond, with like the setups that they build and everything. They build like an actual bar inside of.
What was the Goose Island cocktail? Do you remember?
I have it on my phone. I don't remember right now. I can pull it up. I'll just pull it up.
Sure.
I'll just pull it up.
And while you're doing that, hit that thumb button. Hit your thumbs. Hit your thumbs.
Use your thumbs to do.
Use them opposable thumbs.
Okay. It was called.
Yes.
The Goose is Loose. It was Bardstown Bourbon, the Goose Island collab, with a coffee liqueur, Carpano Antica, and chocolate bitters. And it was served on the rocks.
I don't know what that's second to last thing.
My guess is it's 1.5 ounces of the Goose Island collab, 1/2 ounce of the Carpano, whatever that is.
Google that.
Or maybe, 1/2 ounce of coffee liqueur and then chocolate bitters. Maybe, because I mean, that's quite a bit of alcohol. So that would be my guess what the breakdown is, just based off of what's in here. And it paired with a Kentucky Wagyu Italian beef with an au jus aioli on brioche. And it was really good.
It was good.
It was really good. Felt very spoiled that night. I just was like, we walked in and it was like, what's going to happen next? Nobody knew. I've never been to anything like that before. It was crazy.
There was a vintage motorcycle inside the house. There was a tiki bar serving tiki drinks outside with a Calypso player. There was...
the steel drums.
Steel drums, thank you. There was a jazz trio in that red room. It was nuts. I would want to go back.
I mean, it was like the best house party I've ever been to.
We spent way too much time downstairs in the lab / karaoke.
Yeah, we said we would go down there and like see the lab and then go back up to the red room and like enjoy the music. But once Chad found karaoke, he had to do like 5 songs. So.
Well, sometimes the song would come on and the person who put it in wasn't there, so I was like, I know it.
Anyways, all of that back to
Grapes.
In the lab.
Grapes.
So we were like, honestly, I would love to get another bottle or 2 of the Doisy Dane just to have this to do at like group events and things, or for like, whatever kind of things that we do in the future. But,
our own activations.
Right, our own things. Because this, I thought, was one of the best pairings that I've ever had. We don't happen to have green grapes in the house tonight because we just thought of this a few minutes ago. We're like, oh, we do have grapes. We have jam grapes.
Jam grapes.
Which, for any of you that are wondering, kind of tastes like grape juice.
So yeah, different, not as white tasting.
Yeah, I don't think they're as clean and as bright, but they're still, I think, pretty good. So this is a Sauterne finish on the bourbon, and that's, I think, why the grape works with it so well.
Doodly doodly doo.
Okay, Flanders.
Idly ho. Okay, the Doisy Dane, to jog your all's memory, is a blend of 10-year Kentucky bourbon and 6-year Indiana rye, finished in Sauterne barrels for 7 months, and then finished again in new toasted oak for 4 weeks. And
So yeah, it's a French oak, or an oak, second oak, whatever.
109 proof.
Sauterne. Something. You heard him. We got a couple super chats. Should we do the grape first?
Yeah, let's do the grape first.
All right. Cheers.
See how it works with the jam grape.
I do love a jam grape. If you haven't tried them, highly recommend. Still works. Works better with the white grape.
Yeah.
But it still works.
Yeah. Ooh.
It really brings out those Sauterne flavors.
Yeah, it's much
in
more
the
of
whiskey.
I think the other one was more complimentary. This one's a little bit more
Counterbalance or explosion. Yeah.
Counterbalance. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it right. But good.
Yeah, it just highlights that finish. I love this whiskey.
Good enough to do another one.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I mean, you brought.
I will have
You
another.
brought more than two.
I thought we might.
Get these super chats up here. Woo, woo.
I'm gonna actually,
Dang.
finish the grape, then have. Yeah, it works better that way with the jam grape. Really highlights.
It does.
The
I mean,
finish.
yeah, you just get more of this,
I
but
like it.
it's more in balance. Nick super chat saying, "Cheers, hot squirrely tea, hot squirrely tea. How's Pop Rocks? Whiskey Emb.
I need to do that again because it was the last one we did,
Yeah,
and we'd had some drinks at that point. So I was like, "This is fun and weird."
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the sensory part of the experience. As far as taste, it worked, but I can't. If we'd had Pop Rocks ready to go, I would have done that tonight. Also, maybe we'll do that on another one.
we'll have to figure out what that third station.
Although I
was.
will say that's going to be a very clickable video. Bourbon and quote ... Pop Rocks ? Exclamation point.
We put Mentos in bourbon. Did it explode like Diet Coke?
I would do it again.
Yeah, I didn't think it was as much of a reaction.
Oh, mine was
I think I
intense.
I think if we do it again, I'm gonna get a lot more Pop Rocks.
Yeah, I got all the Pop Rocks that were in the little
Yeah.
thing.
I think I had a small pour. But thank you for that super chat, Nick, and
Yeah,
also
thank you.
James. Thank you for that super
Thank
chat.
you.
Appreciate
Doisy
it.
Dane. Cheers. I saved the rest of that grape for you if you want it. Or I'll eat it if you don't.
Go for it.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
I do love a grape. Anyways,
Hard to see a grape and not eat a grape.
I thought it was really fun. I would love to do like a pairing experience like that at an event, but I don't quite know how that would work yet. But I'll think about it.
We didn't get to keep the lab coats. No. We were like, finally, we have lab coats.
It was very fun to put them on though.
Yeah.
Oh, I really love
Yeah, I
this.
would really recommend. I mean, who would have thought? We never thought about grapes before with a pairing.
It just seems like it would not go with the bourbon.
Not
right?
everyone's going to have Chateau Doisy Dane, right? I feel like it was sort of a limited, more Kentucky
But, you know,
and distillery release. But
There's other like ryes finished in Sauterne barrels. Like I think
Bourbon and
I think
rye.
Fourgate does something with a one of them is a Sauterne finish. I think you could try it
yeah,
with some wine finish and some grapes. I think that's interesting.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
port maybe
Port?
and a purple grape. I don't know.
maybe.
It's
Maybe.
worth a shot. Whoever figured that out for Bardstown Bourbon Company, just like that was a home run.
Yeah. Joe, the sample guy. Cheers, y'all. And hit the like, please.
Thanks,
we
Joe.
Agree. We agree. Nice to see Chad learning new words tonight. Every week I learn something new. Always a student. Always a student, right?
Yes.
Too many Pop Rocks and your stomach will explode.
Is that true? I don't know. That sounds like one of those
Urban old
yeah.
wives' tales.
Yeah, like if
Yeah.
you eat a watermelon seed, one will grow inside your stomach or something.
Don't swallow your gum or it'll be in there for 7 years.
Is that true? I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Well, I don't know. Why do people are like, why do you have anxiety? And I'm like, maybe because someone told me that if you,
a snake will come out of the toilet.
and bite you. Well,
Yeah.
that does happen in some places, I think. Or, yeah, if you swallow your gum, it'll stay inside your body for 7 years. Or, oh gosh, what's another one? My grandma used to tell me that
My grandma must told me.
I loved eating carrots as a kid. She told me that if I ate too many carrots, why this was a bad thing, I'm not sure. But she told me my eyes would turn orange. I thought that was cool, so I ate more carrots. But
I want to have orange eyes.
backfired. Backfired, Nanny.
Dang.
Anyways.
You didn't turn into an Oompa Loompa?
No. But yeah, people are like, why do you have anxiety? I'm like, because of the stuff that our parents told us. If you make that face for too long and someone hits you in the back of the head, it'll get stuck like that or whatever.
Were you stepping on a crack?
Right?
Didn't want to break your mama's back, guy.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Well.
Anyways, that's why I'm the way I am.
So that was Thursday.
That was Thursday. I don't think we have anything else to add. I mean, we had to sign an NDA about the rest of it, so.
That's right.
When the masks came out, we had to sign an NDA. I'm just kidding.
They showed Eyes Wide Shut.
I'm just kidding.
But we had to get back, and because we had an early morning, it was media day, right?
Media camp.
Media camp.
For Bourbon Classic. And we
Bourbon
were
Classic.
invited
Mm-hmm.
so kindly by them. Our friends at the Bourbon Review, who also have ties to Justin's, who also have ties to a local bar here called Bell's,
Mm-hmm.
who we've known for a long time.
Yeah.
Said, why don't you come on down to media camp?
And we said, okay.
Okay.
First stop was Buffalo Trace.
Ooh, but let's talk about getting on that bus at 6:45 in the morning after House of Bardstown the night before.
I know. It was hard.
It was
rough.
a challenge.
And,
But
I couldn't go to sleep that night.
I know. You were just too busy thinking about the key party.
I think so. My mind could not.
I think he was amped off of doing so much karaoke that he just couldn't fall asleep. But
I had the yoki in my veins.
yeah.
So I got basically no sleep, and then we're on the bus at 6:45
No
in
sleep.
the morning.
Club. Another club.
Mm-hmm.
I forget how the rest of it goes.
Don't know. No sleep till Brooklyn. We didn't even get to Brooklyn.
Okay.
So we went to Buffalo Trace. So we drove for a shuttle from Louisville to Frankfurt.
Had breakfast. They provided a lovely breakfast.
Had breakfast at the
clubhouse.
What's that called? Yeah.
The clubhouse.
Is it the Elmer T. Lee?
I think it is the Elmer T. Lee Clubhouse. Yeah.
Where's the Blanton?
You know what?
Anyway,
It's the clubhouse.
It's the clubhouse. Yeah, we had breakfast, and then we went on a tour, and we had a tasting, and
Which- Just to talk about the tour really quick.
yeah,
Originally when I saw Buffalo Trace on the thing, it was like, oh, well, we've been there before. I mean, do we need to do the tour? They actually showed us stuff that we've never seen before, which I
Yeah.
thought was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see a secret room. That was fun.
yeah.
I'm not supposed to talk about it, but
Are we
it's
not?
like Fight Club. No, I don't know.
I think we're fine to talk about it.
I'm just kidding.
So you guys know about the Last Drop, right? If you don't, we have a Last Drop video from a couple years ago
We do?
where it was like a $4,600 bottle of 1980 vatted Buffalo Trace bourbon.
We got 1 ounce.
That
Teeny
was
tiny bottle.
40 years old? 30
I think
years
something
old?
like that, yeah.
But it had been, the only way it could get that age is it aged a lot in this chilled warehouse, basically. Now they have expanded that warehouse. I think they said it was they could get 3,000 barrels, something like
Something like that.
in there now.
And am I incorrect in saying that that's where some of the Eagle Rare 25th
the 25.
or
yeah.
the 25, is coming from there?
I believe
so.
so.
That's what we were told.
Yeah, it's hard to get
when you're
a
filming,
bourbon to 25 years.
When you're filming and also trying to listen, it can
Yeah.
become hard at some points.
Without doing some chilling. Basically, they said, you can get that age over in Scotland, so they
kind of tried to mimic.
They were mimicking Scotland by having a refrigerated warehouse. So
So we got to do the tour and we got to see that cool spot which we've never seen before, and then we went and did a tasting.
yeah, the tasting was different.
They did not hold back.
E.H. Taylor 4 grain, the second release,
Incredible.
which they're working on more. It just takes a while to age it. And then 3 of the experimental releases.
Yeah. Let's see. There was the one that was aged in a different sized barrel. Was it 500 liters?
500 liters. So a 53 gallon is like 200 liters.
So they tried a 500 liter.
Mm-hmm.
There was a
12-year
wheated
that was proof down to 100 proof at 4 years, and then went back into the barrel for another 8 years, and then proof down to 90?
Gosh, I'm really glad that you remember this part. And then
to see if adding the water at the 4-year mark, how that was the experiment.
The first one was a malted.
Peated.
A peated.
Yeah, a peated experiment from Buffalo Trace.
Which was actually
It's pretty smoky.
I really liked it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say the 500 liter, the size experimental one was my least favorite, but the peated and the 12-year wheated
12-year?
were my two favorite of the experimental, but I probably would have said the peated. I really liked it a lot.
Oh, wow.
And then obviously, but the 4 grade.
For the 4 grade. Yeah.
Which was saved for the end. That one
Yeah.
smashed everything else.
Oh, it was, the 12-year was proof down to 90 at the end, because they basically said it's like a weird Weller 12, which is 90 proof.
And I think most of the room agreed that they actually preferred that version to regular Weller 12. It seemed, by raise of hands. But, you know, it was fun to compare with what you remember Weller 12 tasting like to what that tasted like and how you can tell the difference. So, yeah, and then we left there. And then we went on to Michter's, the Shively location, which we'd never been to before.
It's a really cool reason why Shively even exists. I think they said it's like, what'd they say, 5 miles wide? And it was basically made a town to get away from taxes back in the day.
Yeah. People moved from, like, when downtown Louisville was being, like, heavily taxed on, you know, distilleries or whatever, distilled spirits, they were like, well, cool, we're going to move just outside of Louisville.
And call it Shively.
And call it Shively and make it its own township or whatever, so you all can't do that to us.
Yeah.
And then that's, you know, Brown Foreman's got a spot there.
Brown Foreman is right there, like they're neighbors.
Yeah. But yeah, we took a tour there. We had lunch. We took a tour. Again, had never been there before. Had a great tour experience. Learned a lot. Saw a lot. You know, had a straight from the barrel pour. That was cool. We did some some more sensory, like experimental stuff in terms of this versus that. A lot of it was to see how their barrel entry proof affects, like adding the water before it goes into the barrel is different than adding the water after it goes into the barrel. So we would try basically the exact same expression, but one was how it is on the shelf, and the other one was if it went into the barrel at 125, like most distilleries would do. And it's crazy that it makes such a difference, but it really does.
Big difference. And we're tasting it, so it's then proof down to the normal proof. So it's not like you're trying a 103 and a 125 and like, yeah, these taste different. Like, duh.
They're both the same proof.
They're both proof down to the whatever, like 94 or 91.4, maybe.
I do have to say, I've never been to a distillery before that was so meticulous. Like, I think if you are people who appreciate Bottled and Bond for the guarantee of quality, I feel Michter's is probably a brand that you might gravitate towards, you know, if you like the flavor profile, which I do, because they have such strict standards, like such strict standards of just everything from, I mean, gosh, like, I'm trying to think of like all of the things that they told us about, but just it has to pass so many levels of inspection or whatever.
Well, a good broad example would be, if you remember last year, there was no Michter's 10-year bourbon. There was a rye, but there wasn't a bourbon. We found out that's because Dan McKee and help me out, Andrea, the master of maturation, and also the COO found out. They tasted it and they're like, yeah, it's really good, but I feel like if it went for another year, in Michter's 10. You don't realize, but that 10 really is the youngest.
It's the minimum.
There's 12, there's 13, there's 14 in there. And they're like, and they went to Joe Magliocco and they said, Joe,
we don't want to release it this year.
And he's tasting it and he's like, guys, this is really good.
And they're like, yeah,
it is, but it's gonna be even better if you let us keep this and age it for one more year. And he signed off on it.
Which is cool about like how their ownership works, like that they could convince them to basically, you think about a lot of the big boys and how it's all about the bottom line and the marketing teams and everything. And so the fact that they're able to say, hey, we really believe in this, let us hold it back another year. When money's involved and you can get the higher ups to say, okay, we trust you.
Yeah.
Very cool. You want to do?
Let's just do the small batch bourbon. Yeah.
Anyways, so we learned about a lot of stuff like that. Like they're just anything that tastes off, any type of contamination, they thoroughly lab test everything. Like it's all very regulated, and from a brand that hasn't been around for forever, I really respect that. If something isn't right, they don't use it.
Yeah, it's crazy. There was
they won't sell it. They just don't use it.
A year without Michter's 10 bourbon because they wanted it just to be better the next year. And it was. I mean, everyone was talking about Michter's 10.
Everybody was talking about it.
In 2023, people were like, yes. So, I mean, that's really cool. They are sticklers for quality.
I have a lot of respect for that, I think, especially right now in the climate that we're in, which is we see brands pumping out new expressions or limited edition expressions every single year at higher prices, like when you could put it out anyways and everything would be fine. Mm-hmm. But you're not willing to do that in the name of quality,
right?
And just wanting to make the best possible product for the consumer. I don't know. I think there's something there, but anyways.
Yeah, it also sort of speaks to Michter's being sort of lower proof in their regular offerings. This one's 91.4, but you think about it, with there being the 103 barrel entry proof, there's a lot less water in this whiskey than a place that does it at 125 into the barrel and then cuts it down to 90, 100. There's a lot more water in there.
Which is, I think, again, when we got to the tasting part, it would be like A versus B. And A was, regular on the shelf, and B was the 125 barrel entry proof that was then watered down afterwards to the same product, watered down to the same proof afterwards, and you taste them side by side, and you get so much more flavor when the water experiences the same interaction with the wood and the barrel in their regular expressions than when you add it afterwards, which is crazy. Yeah. We also got to taste the Michter's 10 bourbon, the Michter's 10 rye, 2 of the barrel strength, the bourbon and the rye, and then we also got to taste the Michter's 20, which was a first for me.
Yeah, second for me. But
was it a first for me? Did I get to try it at Bourbon in time?
Yeah, I think that very first year.
But it was a different release.
Well, yeah, different release. Yeah. But
just as that's been several years. That was like 2018, maybe 2019. Yeah. It's been a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Ray says, nice hoodie, Sarah.
Hey, thanks. It's very comfy, and I find myself wearing it all the time.
Where do you get it?
Oh, you get it at whiskeyambitions.com.
There you go.
Same place where you get the golden hour syrup that I used to make this hot toddy, which made me feel very cozy.
Cozy.
We'll just go with that.
As cozy as that
sweater. We'll go with that word.
See Squirrely T right there saying you can get it at whiskeyambitions.com.
Well, look at that.
So we're trying, since we're talking about Michter's, just their, the US 1 small batch bourbon, which is 91.4 proof. And, it's non-age stated, but you know how they do. It's to taste.
Yeah, it's to taste. I thought you had like a 20-year video or something queued up. The way you moved your hand, I was like, whoa, we have more videos?
We do have more videos, but
not of that.
Not for Michter's.
Okay.
A lot of their stuff, they didn't allow pictures or video.
That's another thing about them being super strict with their quality controls. They are also very tight-laced or whatever.
Compartmentalized.
Yeah, about their process.
We did get to drink a rye straight from the barrel,
which was very cool.
They were dumping it.
It wasn't even thieved. Yeah, they were dumping it into the trough,
and you just put your Glencairn and weep. Yeah, that was
really
tasty.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we met some fun friends along the way.
We did. So and then after Michter's, we went to
Louisville Thoroughbred Society.
Louisville Thoroughbred Society.
Never been there before.
No, it was the first where we heard from the master distiller at George Stickle. Mm-hmm. And had some samplings there and
little snacks. And
that was
by that point in the day, it was 4:00, and it had been a lot of sampling, and we'd been up since 5:30, and so we had to go take a nap after that.
But then that night was the Bourbon Classic. This was the first time that
This was the culinary and cocktail
went
competition.
to the culinary and cocktail competition. We've been to the Bourbon Classic before when it was more of your
It's the Saturday event called Taste, which is more
your
traditional
typical
bourbon festival
type of
which
thing.
is great, but it's,
Yeah.
you know, brands bring their portfolio products, you sample, you
Right.
talk to people.
Yeah. So the culinary cocktail competition is
CCC.
Every brand partnered with a local restaurant,
A bartender in a restaurant.
bartender in a restaurant. So they had a signature cocktail, they had a signature dish, and you were to vote. So there was 3 judges, right?
Mm-hmm.
So best cocktail,
Best cocktail,
Best
plate, and best pairing.
best pairing. So you had your 3 judges voting, and then you had the people
The People's Choice in the same 3 categories.
who were doing it on the app. I just have to say that what we liked,
Did we vote for the same things? Because I know what I picked, and that's what won, the judges' votes.
well, okay, not 100%, but
That's
what
what I
we liked, we had a top 5.
We did have a top 5.
and our picks
Were the
aligned
judges'
with
picks.
the judges, not the people. We were like, really?
When we heard the People's Choice, we were like, huh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So it was really
But it makes sense. When you break it down as to what actually won, it does make sense.
true.
Some things are not for everyone,
Right.
like tartar.
Right, yeah. So we're going to show the video now. At the end, they're announcing the best cocktail, plate, and pairing. And sometimes Seth got on the mic and he started talking real quick before I could hit record. So sometimes you won't hear in the video every time that he's saying and the best cocktail goes to, but just know it was cocktail, then plate, then pairing.
Got it.
Judges, and then cocktail, pairing, and plate.
No, the other way. Cocktail, plate, then pairing.
Cocktail, plate, pairing,
People's
choice. So
Okay.
just know that. So here we go. This is what it's like to go to the Bourbon Classic.
Would go again. 10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
Cocktail for tonight goes to Michter's, Justin King and Chris Lowry of Bluegrass Hospitality Group. Congratulations, team. plate. The award goes to Kentucky Peerless, Chef Seth Kenner of Barn 8 Heritage Farm. All right, guys, and now for the last award for the judges, the best pairing for the evening goes to Heaven Hill. We've got bartender Celeste Downey of Mish Mish and Chef Noam Blitzer of Mish Mish. Congratulations. Victors, Justin Keating and Chris Lauer of BHG Hospitality. All right, team, now we're going to move into the Best Small Plate Choice Award. Goes to James B. Bean Distilling, Glenn Dugan of the Kitchen Table. Congratulations. Consumer's Choice, best pairing goes to James B. Distilling Co., Haley Hogan and Chef Glenn Dugan.
I got enthralled in the video and I forgot when it was ending.
Wow, Chad, that was a good quick edit that you did.
Thanks, yeah.
Bluegrass Hospitality Group that won the best cocktail for the judge's choice and the people's choice was an espresso martini made with Michter's, and I immediately was like, as soon as I had it, I was like, this is the one.
Well, I agreed for it to be in our top 5 list. And
even though you don't like coffee.
I don't like coffee, but I drank 3 or 4 sips of yours.
It was so well balanced. The mouthfeel was so good.
Yeah, I really liked it. And
I went back a few times.
I loved it was short ribs, right?
They had a short rib and grits.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, their grits are so good. So if you
and
know,
the pairing was really good.
If you know OBC Kitchen, that's BHG Hospitality Group. So if you've ever been to OBC Kitchen in Lexington, I know some of you have because we've gone there with you, or we've seen you there.
Hopefully they added to their menu as like a special because it was really good.
Yeah.
Would go and order one.
That wasn't my favorite cocktail because I don't drink coffee. So
what was your favorite cocktail? Do you remember?
Shoot, it was either Heaven Hill.
It was like a tea infused cocktail, which I also loved.
Who are we? We were tasting Heaven Hill and
Peerless.
Yeah, Peerless.
Oh, which was a sesame oil wash by our friend Randy, who works there.
It
was a sesame oil wash cocktail, which was very good.
Hermitage, Barn 8, Farm.
Barn 8, another one that we love. Small plate, I voted for Peerless. It was a tartare cone. I forget which kind. I think it was a lamb tartare cone. And they smoked it in this little thing. I think you saw that.
Yeah.
So good. I had to.
But also Heaven Hill, they had that. You saw the ball thing, like the open, looked like a little Death Star.
It was
with
like
a thing in the middle.
A grain sphere that had also lamb tartare inside of it.
That cocktail and the pairing.
So for the small plate, I voted for Peerless with the cone, but for the pairing, it was as soon as I tried Heaven Hills. I thought the whole time that I was going to vote for Bluegrass Hospitality with the Michter's because the texture of the espresso martini and like the coffee notes with the coffee rub and the fattiness of the short rib and the creaminess of the grits was stellar. But then I had the Heaven Hill pairing, and it was this like very interesting herbal tea with this lamb tartare, like the herbal tea infused cocktail with this lamb tartare. It was out of this world. I've never had anything like that before.
Get a squirrely tea.
I would love to order that again.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Was like the best bite I've had in a while.
Yeah. Now we made sure that we hit
there were 17.
Yeah, we hit every cocktail, and every small plate.
It was a challenge to do so. So if you not sure if you could get your money's worth, it was a challenge because we were also filming and talking to people. So we had to be like, we got to keep moving.
That was the challenge. But we did it. And they also had a VIP area, which we had access to, which they had
extra food in case you didn't get enough to eat.
Like, it was like tortellini or whatever.
They had all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. They also had, Beam was the overall sponsor. So they had
an open bar for the VIP for some things. You could also buy bottles from Beam.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So they had like the Legent
extra seating.
Yamazaki. They had Little Book and
a Knob Creek. Was it an
18 year? Yeah. So it was good. I think I voted cocktail and pairing Heaven Hill. I think. And small plate, I think I may have done Michter's.
Michter's? Because you loved the short rib from Bluegrass Hospitality Group.
No, I did that. That's what I did.
The short rib.
Short rib from, yeah, Michter's.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
As your favorite plate.
I forgot they were connected.
But literally, not trying to brag or anything, but I voted. If it were a horse race, I would have win place and show.
Uh-huh.
Just saying.
Because you like coffee. If I liked coffee,
Is it 'cause
I
I
could
have
have win
good
place
taste?
and showed.
Maybe.
We're just trying to say that our taste aligns.
You didn't pick the tartare as a small plate. That's not true. That's not true.
We're just trying to say that our taste aligned with the 3 judges. So we should be judges. That's all I'm saying.
Let me judge.
I want to judge.
I'm judging you right now.
Yeah. You guys are being judged here with your comments.
I meant you.
Steven said, wow. That's a pretty good comment. All right.
I mean, highly recommend the, and that was just 2 of the nights. It actually started on Wednesday. They did a Buffalo Trace Antique Collection night.
All 5 of 2003.
I can't remember what
BTEC.
Thursday evening had an event as well. I cannot remember what that is, but it says on their website.
Oh, that was the beam dinner.
The beam dinner,
at
which
the
we were
kitchen
invited
table.
to. A kitchen table beam dinner, which is an excellent experience. We've been before. Couldn't go because we were going to the House of Bardstown event, but we were invited.
Yep.
And then there's the Cocktail and Culinary Challenge, which is by far my favorite event of the whole weekend. And then Taste is the next day, which is basically, I mean, not like your typical bourbon festival, but more like what you're used to if you've ever been to a bourbon festival where you get, to chat and you get pours at little booths and stuff.
Graham says Sarah won. Sarah won Chad.
Thank you. Yeah.
I read that in my head as Chad won. And I was like, I'm going to put that up on screen, but then I actually read it, and it wasn't what I wanted.
There you go.
Yeah.
It was a great time. Would go again. Got plenty to eat.
Absolutely.
Couldn't finish all the drinks. Like, sometimes you would take 2 sips, and when you were like, that's not... Well, for us, we were trying to find our top one. You couldn't drink it all. They're all cocktails. It would have been the world's worst hangover. So we'd take, a couple of sips. Usually we would share one. Unless it was, like, excellent, then we would... But they were small cups,
Put it in the trash can if you don't want it.
If you don't want it,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Put that back over there.
Okay.
I want to do...
Anyways, it was a blast, and I had a great time.
Is it okay if we do this?
Sure. Yes. We can talk about that.
Okay.
Has this been used? No. Look at this.
So
a Peerless Rye.
Yeah. Speaking of Peerless, one of our top 5 cocktails and pairings there.
Should we talk about the other ones that we liked the most?
Yeah.
Rabbit Hole.
Rabbit Hole.
Had like a beef short noodle with, I cannot remember their drink off the top of my head. I have a picture of it in my phone. Beef short noodle with a bourbon cocktail. That was really, really good.
Yeah.
And I liked Angel's Envy plate. They had like a lamb pho. Lamb seemed to be like the name of the game that night. They had like a lamb pho and like a jasmine tea bourbon cocktail. And I didn't really like the cocktail by itself, but with the pho, it was really good. And that plate was almost got my vote, but it was really good. I ate it all.
Let's karaoke at the next big bourbon night.
No. Veto. No, maybe. We'll see.
Do you want to open that Pandora's box?
I don't. I'll just be in charge of videos.
So, Peerless Rye, it's a single barrel. It's actually kind of special because it's our next pick.
Ooh.
Has not yet been released.
For those of you who are patrons and are like, what? When?
Yeah, not yet.
Planning on next week, first week of March.
Yeah.
Gotta get this week. We're traveling this coming weekend for a shoot.
I don't know
and,
if... hide your face. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. Yeah, it is Raiders of the Lost Barrel.
Those of you who are aware of the story with this one, that it's been... We picked it in July of 2022.
Yeah.
And it's now here in February of 2024, so almost 2 years later. We thought it was...
We had written it off.
Well, we hadn't quite, but mostly. I'd stopped asking about it because
in my
it seemed...
heart, I'd written it off.
It seemed to have been lost to the world. It went into that archive where in Indiana
From Raiders
Jones
of the Lost Ark.
and
So it's
never to be seen again. But
super germane.
here it is. Anyways, this should be coming out next week. So stay tuned if you're a patron for the release schedule on that one. But lucky you if you're here to watch this on the live and you get to see it right now.
Yeah. I wanted to drink a Peerless since we were talking about Peerless. I thought, well, let's just grab this one. So, this is with our friends at Keg and Bottle, and the barrel date was July 26, 2017. This is a rye, and it's 110.2 proof.
Now, I
single
could already
barrel.
hear the question. Well, if you picked it in July of 2022 and it was 2017, that makes it 5 years. But if you didn't get it until just now, did it age any additional?
No, it was already bottled.
Okay.
So it was sitting on a pallet in boxes and bottles.
For that whole time. And that is due to some legal
issues
It got
with the distributor.
between the distributor and the distiller.
We're trying to say
the retailer?
things so we don't get sued. There was a lawsuit.
There was some
Legality.
red tape. It got caught in the crossfire, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
It was held.
Yeah.
It was held.
Ooh,
That is-
fruity.
Yeah, fruity.
Fruity and
floral, spicy, yeah. I love the sticker, by the way.
Yeah,
I had nothing to do with it.
probably couldn't see real well
I did.
there. Yeah,
I collaborated.
yeah, absolutely.
I was waiting for you to give me credit. It's fine.
But it's that famous scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark
Right.
where he's
Even though I'm not on it, I was like, it would be so funny. And Chad was like, I was thinking the same thing. We collabed.
collabed.
He did all the work, though. And it's his face.
Nom, 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 nom. All right. Yes. Yes.
Kind of chocolatey, but also with the spice.
Yeah, a little citrus.
Little citrus, little
Hop in there.
little herbal. Little fruit.
Sticks around. Goes into
It's
the
layered.
goes into the chest. Yeah.
I do like the mouthfeel.
Almost a little desserty.
That's what I was thinking with that, like,
Yeah.
chocolatey note. that's in
Chocolatey
there.
note and also like confectionery sugar like
Mm-hmm.
over a dessert, that type of thing.
Yeah, like a chocolate cake with, like, some fruit
Yeah.
or something.
Pretty dang good. Pretty dang good.
I'm into it.
I'm into
I
it.
like it a lot.
Yeah.
Man, it really sticks around. There's so much flavor in there.
Yeah.
I think it's just like, what do they say? Like when you peel an onion or whatever, if you were to sit with this one, the longer that you sit with it, the more layers you pull back. And I like that.
Yeah.
I like that in a whiskey. If I was making a dating profile for a whiskey, that would be on there. That's actually a funny idea.
Swipe right.
What are you looking for? Like, what would your dating profile say in terms of, like, the whiskeys that you're looking for?
Yeah.
And that would be so funny. Wait, that would be a cool way to match people with things that they would like.
Well
patent
matured.
pending.
Yeah. Well matured.
Oh,
like my
gosh.
whiskey.
Smoky, full bodied. Oh.
Full
I can see how
bodied.
this immediately gets out of hand. It's already out of hand. My goodness.
Just go ahead and take your top off.
Oh wow. Oh wow. My goodness. What have I done? What have I walked into?
Yeah.
This is what happens at 8:54.
on 8:54 on a Sunday.
I'll tell you what. You didn't have a hot toddy, and I did, and I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sad I didn't have a hot toddy.
I got bonked in the head earlier. It really hurt.
She did, yeah.
I was maybe mildly concussed. My pupils were real big,
Yeah, she had big pupils.
and they wouldn't
Dilate.
dilate.
Yeah. She
So obviously, the best thing to do is to pour alcohol on it, right?
I think that's what they say.
Is that what they say?
To say what they
Did
do.
you know "don't go to sleep" is a myth?
Yeah, it's a myth. They actually
It's a
say,
Unless you're like super, super concussed, then maybe see a doctor and like don't let me tell you. I'm not a doctor.
yeah, turn out all the lights and
Lay in a dark room.
lay in a dark room.
Say don't read and don't look at screens. What am I supposed to do? If you can't fall asleep, what am I supposed? You don't look at anything.
Well, no, it said it was okay to fall asleep.
What am I supposed to do? Be alone with my thoughts?
Oh no.
That's terrifying.
Ugh. Yikes. That's
Anyway,
no
so that
one
was
wants that.
That was my afternoon. It still hurts. I put ice on it earlier. I got a bump.
It was a
Trunk
an
door.
old van with the hydraulics don't really work.
He was trying to lure me in with candy,
yeah.
and he bopped me.
And it sometimes stays open,
But sometimes
but then it was like, nope, and bonked her right on the head.
with the metal part,
Yeah.
don't like it.
No. It's not, I wouldn't recommend it.
Anyways, so I've been dizzy all day.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why I'm feeling a little more. I don't know. Nothing.
I might have a hot toddy after this. And I'll make it with elemental elixir syrup.
Oh, get out of here.
It has a million uses.
You can use it to get stains out.
That's right.
No.
Just a drop in
You
your
can't.
laundry detergent and
You can't. You can't use it to get stains out. Please don't put it in your laundry. It's sticky.
It'll probably make stains, if anything.
Yeah, it will probably stain. It has black tea in it. Don't do that.
It's not like two wrongs make a right type of thing.
No.
Huh, yeah.
But I do need to come up with that list of, like, uses for it.
Yes. A use case.
Case study.
Definitely go get checked out if you continue to feel off.
Ooh, thank you. I just feel a little, like,
Bonked in the head.
bumped in the head. My head, it just kind of hurts.
You've actually had a worse concussion.
How? Which one? Where do you want to start? The time I walked into the garage door, the time I fell in the shower, or the
That
two
one.
skiing accidents? This is actually my 5th time in my entire life. So at some point I'm like, am I on the same level as a football player?
Not even close, but you go ahead and keep thinking
What's the
that.
average number of concussions per lifetime? Because I have a little bit more than the normal person, I think.
Yeah,
I
think.
hit my head a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one time I was just walking along, I had my hat on with my bill, right here, and I hadn't raised the garage door the whole way, and I was just listening to some music and just bopping along with carrying my stuff.
Today's gonna be a great day.
Bonk right into the garage door, hit myself right here. I'm lucky I didn't split my head open in some of these things. Fell in the shower. I didn't fall in the shower. Like I was trying to get...
She did her life
I
alert.
thought I could reach something from the count. Let's not talk about me in the shower. Anyways, turns out I couldn't reach it without falling and hitting my head. So that was fun.
I had to check on her. I was like, that sounded big.
I'd say 3 of these concussions have happened in the last 3 years. So 1 a year.
Well, you already got your 2024 out of the way.
Great. I hope I don't have another.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Jeez.
I took a nap. I put some ice. I literally put a headband on my head with an ice pack underneath it.
She was like, I'm going to go drive the forklift. I'm like, no heavy machinery.
Anyways,
Uh,
just a little... I know it's not funny. You should get checked out if you get hit in the head pretty hard. Got hit in the head pretty hard.
I checked her out. I was
saw
checking
scars
out
from
them
it.
pupils.
You're not a doctor, but my pupils would not dilate for a little bit, so...
It's true.
Or they were dilated, they wouldn't respond. Whatever you say. I don't know.
There you go.
But you wouldn't have known if I hadn't have told you. Because I've been totally normal on this stream, right?
That's right. That's right.
As normal as I am.
Beetlejuice asks, you guys have any secret speakeasies in your city? Yes, we do.
Ooh, yeah. Constitution.
Constitution.
And Trifecta Art
that's
Lounge.
Right. That's right. Both of them.
can't think of another
Constitution is maybe the swankier one. It literally has
You need a reservation.
no sign. You kind of just have to know the building where to go to. And once you open the door, then you run into this bookshelf, and
There's obviously, like...
there's a button to
There's
push.
a button. You gotta push a button.
And then there's a camera, and you look at the camera, and then they open it up, and you come in. And it's really cool. And
It's really cool, but you gotta make a reservation.
they keep things Prohibition era, like even the lighting and everything. So it's really cool. Yeah. What you looking at?
Raging Irishman said you might need to invest in a helmet. You're not wrong. Like, what is an average number of concussions? Like, how many... Oh, Tommy says get an MRI. Maybe I should. What do you think? I don't know. We'll think about it. Let's see how we feel in the morning.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Now you'll have me concerned.
I think you should have a
I just
helmet.
feel a little spacey.
Like, Sarah, put on your helmet.
That's
You're-
not very nice.
You're walking around a lot.
I just feel like I get bonked a lot. I don't know. Or I do the bonking of myself.
You do
I'm
the-
not sure. The
I-
2
I
times
am
with the
the one who
skiing were not
bumps.
my fault.
Yeah.
But now I don't go skiing anymore because I'm 2 for 2 on head injuries and skiing. So my friends are like, we want to go on a ski trip, a snowboarding trip. I'm like, that's cool. I'll stay at the lodge, read, sit in the hot tub, make the food, and take pictures of you guys while you ski. But I have no desire to pay all that money in rentals just to
skiing
get a
is
concussion.
Just pizza, french fries. Pizza, french fries. And
Also,
it's just...
you're so sore the next day if you don't do it
Oh
normally.
my God,
Never been as
yes.
sore as I was after I skied. Anyways.
And you're cold. I don't know. I don't get the appeal.
It's not for me. I
It's-
want to just hang out at the lodge or the cabin or whatever.
Yeah, I'm in the bourbon bar, by the fire. That's that's the type of skiing that I like to do. But
Yeah.
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 Just reading comments.
It's
Sorry.
very entertaining.
Yes,
don't know about you
exactly,
guys,
Squirrely
but-
T. The best part of skiing is drinking in the lodge.
Thank you.
And the best part of waking up.
Is that a shirt? No, that's not gonna go over
That's
well.
not going to go over well.
Yeah.
Any events near Dallas area soon?
Not that I know of, but that's a good question for the chat. For
Yeah.
anyone that's in the area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know. We had our a collaboration with Jason C from the Mash and Drum that I didn't realize had posted. I kept checking, and then I wasn't checking, and
You're like, ooh, something shiny.
we ran into him at the House of Bargetown.
Wasn't expecting it. Turn around, there was Jason
Yeah.
C. He was like, what are you doing here?
He's
From
like,
Mash
yeah,
and Drum.
I posted that 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh. So anyway, go over to his channel if you haven't seen it yet. It's a cool eyedropper experiment that eventually we're going to do here on our channel.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's go check it out. And yeah, I think Sarah needs to lay down because of her head injury. So we're going to go.
It's not that serious.
You have small pupils now, so yeah.
Do I? I can't even see. Do I?
Yeah, you do.
Because the light's in them, so I think they're...
The other time, the shower time, they were big for a while.
They were big for a long time.
I think you went and got checked out, actually,
I don't remember that.
time. Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't remember that.
She doesn't remember.
Yeah.
That whole
They
part's
were real big.
fuzzy. So, yeah. To wrap it up, I would say now, because we've had a few people ask us about the Bourbon Classic, and we were kind of just drawing on the experience from, what'd you say it was called?
Taste.
Take.
And that was kind
No,
of...
the other one. The one that we went to first.
Taste.
Oh, because you taste.
You taste products.
Gotcha.
And our reaction was like, yeah, it's fun, it's cool, but like, if you go to the New Orleans Bourbon Festival, you're going to get pretty much like a similar experience. Any other whiskey tasting festival, you're going to get a very,
Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Kentucky Bourbon Festival, you're going to get a very similar experience as far as what you're able to taste. However, that Friday night event, I have never been to a culinary and cocktail pairing event with whiskey centric that was like that ever before. Would go back year after year. Like,
Yes.
absolutely. I want to go back next year. Like, I can't wait.
So now people ask us about it.
I felt like I was on an episode of Top Chef.
and be like, yes, you should absolutely go to the
You'll
Bourbon
probably
Classic.
see us there next year.
I hope so, because it was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Get your
and-
money's worth in food and
Yeah,
drinks. It was
yes,
great. We
yes.
really didn't even spend any time in the VIP area. I'm not saying it wouldn't be worth it, but there was so much to do. Like,
Yeah,
highly recommend it. It was great.
yeah. But if you need a break and you want to chill out, there's
That's nice.
your
There's,
own
like, tables
seating,
and-
your own food, your own
Bar.
bartenders, and
Yeah.
everything. So
If you need to chill, but
yeah,
I had a great time. I liked tasting all the pairings and talking to all the teams and stuff. It was really fun.
would recommend.
Would recommend it.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, we'll
Well,
see you there next year.
guys, we will see you all next Sunday, right?
Yeah, we will.
And that will do it. That'll do it for us.
Night night.
All right. See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.